Do you like big pants? Do you like big pants with funny names and pockets? Because I do. So I decided I wanted to make myself a pair of Tudor men's pumpkin pants, aka trunk hose. I ended up making an entire Tudor inspired menswear outfit consisting of the pants and also a jacket called a doublet, and I also made a chain of office, which you will see, which is the fancy livery collar that goes around the shoulders. I had the perfect opportunity to wear this outfit because there was a fantastic art exhibit coming to the Legion of Honor Museum in San Francisco called The Tudors, Art and Majesty in Renaissance England. And the museum actually reached out to me and invited me to come in costume and also bring my friends. Just a note, if you are also thinking that a museum would be a really cool place to dress up in costume, please check with the museum first to see if they are okay with it. Some places will be afraid that you might be mistaken by the general public as staff and do not allow costuming. So always check with the venue first before you show up in costume. You can see in these portraits some variation in the pants length. I decided to go with a longer one. I had some confusion about the terminology because this is not my era, and I've heard the terms canyons and trunk hose and slops thrown around. Also, I did not know if it was pronounced canyons or canyon, like if it was French. I decided to ask my friends, aka the pocket people that live in my phone. And first of all, Nicole said,
I don't think it's French. I think it's Spanish, and I've heard it as canyons, and here is a JSTOR article.
I did not have access to the JSTOR article. So then, little Abby said,
Help is on the way.
There was a quote in that article referring to rolls or tubes, and I was still a little confused about what was going on. And basically everyone agreed.
Let's talk to Samantha.
Samantha was very helpful. She gave me an illustration, actually taken from the Tudor tailor, which I have right here. And she said,
The puffy upper part is the trunk hose. The smooth-fitting lower part are the canyons. So I would call your pants trunk hose or round hose or just hose.
I also asked her, well, do you say it as canyons or canyons? And she said she usually hears it as canyons. So there you go. You can use pajama bottoms or other loose pants as a base pattern. You slash it down the middle and pull the pattern pieces apart to make a larger butt. Also shorten the pants legs. Don't forget to have that extra little piece on one side that allows you to have the extra flap for a button fly front. These are velvet pants with the satin lining because that's what I had in my stash, plus tarlatan for stiffness because I didn't want to pad the inside. Before construction, you'll want to serge the layers together. Velvet is slippery, so you might want to baste. On the side, you're going to cut a slit where the pocket will go and serge that also to make sure there's no raw edges. My pocket pieces were made out of scraps. You'll want to serge each of them individually. Sew the pocket halves to the sides of your pants. You're going to put the pocket pieces together, and then you are going to sew all along where my finger has indicated. You are going to pleat the leg holes and the waist area to your measurements, and then it will start to look like pants. I attached some brocade strips, both at the top of the pants and also at the bottom. I put 4 strips of trim in the front, and then another 4 in the back, evenly spaced. Cut some rectangular strips for the waistband and the cuffs and sew them into tubes. Take your tube of your cuff and put it right side to right side on your pants leg. You're going to sew it down, then you're going to fold it over, and then you are going to fold it over again in order to enclose that raw edge. At this point, you're going to hand sew the rest of that cuff on so that you can do this invisibly, where you sew your fashion fabric, your velvet, to the lining so that you don't have any stitching showing on the outside. I'm sorry I don't have any sewing ASMR for you right now because I was on a Zoom call with a friend when I was doing this step. But enjoy. For the waistband, there is a similar process, but you will want to stiffen it with some sort of waistband interfacing, like this.
The waistband needs an opening, so do not fully enclose the circle like you did for the cuffs before sewing it onto your pants. Like you did for the pants leg, you are also going to hand sew the velvet to the lining, and when you get to the very end, you're going to fold the raw edges under and in so that you finish off the waistband. At this point, you will have something resembling pants, and you just need closures. I used false buttons because I didn't want to make buttonholes. I also, for the waistband, used 2 hooks and bars for flexibility in sizing, and also put in a snap for security. And there's the pocket there. Here's a look at the back. I can't display this on a dress form because mine does not have legs, so sorry.
Until I started putting this video together, I completely forgot that I had made a celebratory finishing of the pumpkin pants video. And I'm sorry to the friend that I might have sent this to. After I made the pants, I did not have a lot of time to make the jacket because I had to go out of town for the Her Universe fashion show at San Diego Comic-Con, and I was also working a lot of hours at work. So I ended up having a week to make the jacket, the doublet, after work in the evening, and still try to get to bed at my usual hours of 9 p.m. So there is not a whole lot of footage about the doublet and the making of, but I do have still some helpful hints for you.
Sew the shoulder, leaving the side seam open, then pin the sleeve to the arm, sew where the pins are, and then sew your sleeve seam and your side seam all in one. No need to set a tube in a tube. My lining didn't lie flat even after ironing, so I zigzagged over it to make it stay. I sandwiched in some tarlatan to make the shoulder piece stand out. Clip your curves before turning. Here's the finished doublet. It fits better on me than the dress form. There are a few things I would tweak if I made this again, but I feel like it's pretty decent for a week project. I ended up using a poly velvet, even though I had tried getting some cotton velvet swatches. They just weren't as plush and rich looking. The lining was fabric that people had given to me, the buttons were from Amazon, and the trim was $1 a yard, so overall this was not an expensive project. Like the pants, I used hooks and bars for adjustability and false buttons. The chain of office is made from jump rings and jewelry findings that I found on Amazon that I glued rhinestones to. Again, inexpensive but nice looking. Next time I wear this, I want to make a matching cape and a hat. Underneath, I wore a smock made from the Tudor tailor pattern book that I had previously made to wear with a kirtle. I just tucked it extra length into my pants. The Tudors exhibit at the museum was really cool. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I got to see armor, I got to see paintings, I saw Holbeins, I saw tapestries, I saw furniture. My friends and I geeked out because we're nerds. We got to see details in the portraits up close that we could not see in books before, so it was really cool to have that opportunity. I had fun dressing as a Tudor gentleman and pretending to woo the ladies. We decided my name is Rupert the Rake. I will definitely wear this costume again.
Thank you for watching my video on Rupert the Rake and his adventures. Please hit that subscribe button because I go on lots of costume adventures and I make lots of costumes and I want to share all of that with you. Now, I did have to take a little bit of a break from YouTube because I was having some health issues, but I feel so much better now. I actually have 3 costume trips plus a big historical costume party coming at the end of this year. And I definitely want you to see all those adventures, and you might recognize some familiar faces in them. So please hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for more fun. And this is Vivian of Fresh Rippery telling you to have a wonderful, magical day. Goodbye.